Oh, oh, where are you going? Hey, listen, if I'm going to take the time to teach you how to do all this stuff, then you get your butt back out in that garage. And then you smash the subscribe and like button because I'm an awesome guy and I like to give free information. So you should do me a favor. But don't be walking away. We got things to learn today and to fix. So you better go grab your tools and get out in that garage right now. Right now. What are you waiting for? Go. Jeez. Well, hello. We're back to this project again. I figured the easiest way to do this video was going to be strap my GoPro to my head so you guys can see what I'm doing the whole time. And I've wired in the stator already and done all that. So literally I have to remove the old stator. Now that we've done the rectifier, we have to remove the old stator, which clearly is right here, but we got to remove that panel. We got to drain the oil first to get going, and then we'll have a look at that here in a minute. But let's tear all this down, because let's just say this, there's a huge tear down right here. So this requires a lot of tear down. Let me grab my size 8. I'll be cutting the video on and off as necessary. I think I already actually grabbed it. I think it's probably over there, and my 10 is over there too. Let's see what we got here. Pretty sure, yeah, here we go. Okay. So you do have to drain the oil for this, unfortunately. I'm going to be using power tools. If you have them, use them. I suggest it. It's simplify your life. There's no reason to complicate your life more than it needs to be. Normally when I take these things out, I immediately put the screws and stuff back in, so there's no guessing games. No guessing games as to what goes where. So we'll go ahead and pop that puppy back in there. Like so. All right. Now, if I remember reading correctly, down here there should be a pin lock, and there is. Okay, so I was correct about this. So there's a pin right here. You have to pull this pin off of there, and then from my understanding this whole panel can just pull away. But I think before I can do that, I have to remove this bolt down here. So we're gonna do that next. Oops. It might help if I turn this the correct way. Break it free first, then turn it the correct way. There we go. Like I said, guys, whatever I take out goes right back into where it came from. So we're just gonna pull that out for a sec, and then this should just pop away. Pretty sure I'm right about that, unless there's a bolt down here or something that I'm missing. Let's lay down and take a look. Let's take a look. Oh boy. Is there one down there? I can't tell because that's so gummed up. Not that I can see or feel. No. So this should just pop away. Let's put a little pressure on it and see what it does. There you go. Okay, so those are just push tabs. So I'm gonna take that pin, we're gonna pop it right back on there. All right, that way we can't mistake where that goes. I'm gonna slide that over there. There we go. We're gonna put this one back in there. As a matter of fact, let's just drop this down in here, because we're gonna end up pulling that off anyways. All right, so let's pop this tab here. If you guys can see that, we're gonna pop that tab. It should pull this away, which we have to do anyways. So may as well just pop that away while we're here. Get that out of the way. All right, now we gotta drain the oil. This is gonna be fun, because behind this cover, there's oil. That's the deal. Behind that cover, there's definitely oil. So let me get the, let's figure out where the drain is on this thing. Am I gonna be able to get that in there? There's that. There we go. Yeah, it's a really bum-ass design there, man. That's crazy. All right, well, let's let all that oil spew out of there. Okay, so while that's draining, guys, I'm gonna come over here and we're gonna get this wire out of here. I should start seeing that pull through. You can see where that goes, down through there. That's gonna be fun to get back up there through that big scheme of wires. There we go. So now we just gotta undo this case. I guess at that point we'll find out what's gonna fall. what's gonna fall from here. Once that case comes open, I believe there's some gears and stuff inside there. They're gonna wanna fight us. I'm pretty sure I have a rubber mallet around here somewhere. There it is. We're gonna have to tap that case to get that off. Ooh, wow, is this my hard plastic? No, that'll work. It shouldn't dent it. I may go grab my softer one. That one's a little hard. All right, well, let's crack all these loose real quick, and we'll tap this case and get this away, because like I said, objectively we're trying to do this, you know, relatively fast. We're not trying to sit on this job all day. You know what I mean? We want to get this done and moved on with life. So I'm gonna let that hang. I don't want to misplace this, so we're gonna let that hang. Let's crack this loose. We'll get started on these now that oil's draining. And of course, I can't do it with that head on there. Honda, what are you doing, man? How come there's no notch grooves for stuff like this? Look it. Oh, this is getting so frustrating. Why? Why? There we go. That's how we're gonna do this. We'll crack them all free with this, and then we'll speed reverse them all off of there real quick. How very frustrating. I'm not even kidding. Oh, really? I need to get a longer extension? This extension's not gonna work, huh? Well, you know what? We'll try it anyways and see what happens. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Man, that is right on the cusp of not working. There's that one. There's that one. We just want to get them loose here. I don't know if I have to take that one out or not. We'll find out. That one's in there pretty tight. I'm wondering if they have Loctite on this, like blue Loctite or something. Wow. That was actually a bit of a fight there. Interesting. I wonder if this one's the same way. No? Does this have Loctite on it? I felt like it had Loctite. No, just dirt. Weird. Weird. Okay, well, there's that. Now let's get these ones. I was pretty sure I cracked that one loose already. Yep. There's that one. Ooh, that sucker was hard. I'm gonna go ahead and guess these are probably original parts. I don't see a gasket replacement, so this probably has close to 20,000 miles on it with the original stator. Most likely it was time to change it. Come on, get off my foot. Thank you. Move that over here. Oh, let's see what's going on the bottom here. So far. Of course there's one down here that's going to be really hard to get to. Two of them down here, they're gonna be really hard to get to. Alright, looks like I gotta move the oil pan for this. We'll just sneak that underneath there. Think, how can I do this carefully? Man, that is just a piss ass design. Come on. There we go. Now, let's see what we got going on over here, because this one has this whole foot pedal in the way. So here's what I've decided to do. We're going to lower this foot pedal. I'm not taking out the top one. We're just going to do the bottom one, but let's figure out what size it is. Probably a 17 again, I would guess. It looks like it. Nope. 16 maybe. 15. All right. Well, got our winner. Wow. Smaller, huh? 14? There it is. 14. Okay. 17 was for drain. So, let's pop this on there. This is probably going to take way more energy than I want it to. Alright, now, switch over to this guy. Talk about a pain in the butt just to replace a simple little thing. Okay. Well then. They literally put every single thing in the way. Oh, you want to loosen that bolt? Here, we'll put this in the way and this in the way, and you can't get at that, and this thing, move all this stuff. That's crazy, man. That is absolutely crazy. Honda, what a piss-ass design. They really wanted you to take this in. This should be such a simple job. You know what? I'm really done. I'm done now. Oh. Damn, that hurt my leg. I do not like to sit cross-legged like that for long periods of time. All right, we're done playing this game. We're done playing this game. I don't have the time or energy or want to deal with this stupid little bolt turning something into a very long job for no reason at all. So now we're gonna step up the game a bit. How about that? We won't be playing that dumb game anymore. I just want to get that done. And this should lower now. Yeah, just like that. Now I have access to that bolt. Isn't that stupid? Isn't that stupid? Still can't use that, which means I have no choice but to come in with this little guy to crack that loose. Oh, mackerel. There. Jeez. Yep, that's the problem. They couldn't get this off and they didn't even want to try. So they didn't. With all these tight spaces, guys, I'm coming in here with the power tools. I'm really sorry if you don't have these tools available to you, because I promise your job is about to be a lot more interesting than mine. I have a lot of proper tools and I'm still sitting here fighting all this stuff and being frustrated with it, so I don't envy anybody that doesn't have all these tools. Missed one. Good to know. Well, let's resolve that while I'm here. And you know what? I've decided I am just gonna take this one off there. This is my first Honda Spirit I've ever worked on. I can tell you right now, I don't like it. I really don't like it. Wow, this clip is rather annoying. There we go. And we had one more over here that was hiding. And look at that, I almost missed that 10. Now that I can see that, we're gonna have to crack that loose too. So, pull out my 10 real quick. I can just tell that's a 10. That's gonna have to come off there. Which looks like it holds that little bracket in place right there, so we're gonna have to remember that. So, pop that just like that. Now we'll switch back over to this guy. And I have a feeling the fun hasn't even really gotten started yet. Wait till we have to crack off this old OEM stator that's stuck inside there, away from the case that most likely has Loctite on it. Oh boy. Alright, let's get down here and do these lower ones. Sheesh. Yeah, some of these are a real dog. Alright. Now, we gotta pull this back underneath here, so let me actually find that drain plug. To do that, I have to grab a rag. Let us grab a rag together. I have a feeling all these bolts are gonna fall out the moment I try to smack on this thing with that mallet. All these bolts are coming out. So I should probably check to see if they're all the same size. If they are, then I'll just pull them all. And it won't matter which direction they go. So let's check that out real quick. Are all these the same size? So far so good. So we'll just keep lining these up in order. So that's a long one. I'm gonna remember that one. Let's see if the rest of these, same size, same size, same size, same size, same size, same size, okay. Also the same size, and then the 10, which we're gonna set down over this one. So that one goes there and the 10 goes there. Okay, but all these are the same size. Cool, well that really simplified my life. Where's my mallet? Let's crack this puppy loose by giving a smack, huh? Let's give her a little tap, see if it comes off there. You guys ready? Let the fun begin here. Oh, I did not see that one. I was like, this should be coming apart. This sounds loose. This should definitely be coming off there. You know why I couldn't see that one, folks? Because it was dirty. That's why. That is why. I was like, something doesn't make sense here. This should come off. Alright, switch over again. This is why we do these jobs together. There you can see the frustration of some of this stuff. Now let's see if that's the same size as the rest of them. I'm guessing it is. Yes, okay. Now it should come off there pretty easily, I would think. There goes all that oil. Okay, now here's the question. This is magnetically being held on. I want to look down here. Oh, jeez, I want to look down in here real quick. Ooh, so a gear just came out.
I think though that this gets inserted.
And another gear just came out.
That gets pushed through. That would make a lot more sense. There we go. And this one just goes right up here, like so. Slide
Pretty sure that goes there.
like that. That just comes off. That's really frustrating.
Okay. Oh boy. Alright. Oh man, my back hurts. My everything hurts, folks. My everything hurts. Okay, well, I'm not going to be draining that oil. I'm just going to leave it in there, but we are going to run it to the back of the case so I can see what's going on here. I see the wire has to go down there. It looks like this little piece holds it on right there, so there's definitely a little cover. I got to get a knife and scrape all this old gasket off, because we're going to be putting that gasket on there. So but let's get this off of there. It looks like they're all about the same size. I don't know if, looks like it might be a 5 mil, maybe a 4. Stick a 5 on there. Yep, it is a 5. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can crack this loose with my T's. Oh boy. Oh boy, that's really on there. Let's give this a shot instead. See if we can use a little leverage to get it off of there. Well, those are on there pretty good. These are pretty tight. Let's see if we can impact them off there. Beautiful. Well, that simplified life now, didn't it? Yep, okay. Like I said, guys, proper tools, man. I do not envy anybody that's got to do this without the proper tools. Just a basic, you know, Allen set and all that, you're in for a lot of work. Especially because I feel like these are OEM. I don't think this has ever been changed before. Wow, that one was on there pretty tight. Alright. Cool. Well, that resolves that anyways. Those are off there now. So I can move my T-set out of the way. So it looks like wires upside down, like so. Let's go ahead and back these the rest of the way out. Boop, boop. Alright, one more up there. There we go. So this most likely just pulls right off of there like so. Yep, okay. And so it goes in a little L shape. Should, I want to look at this pretty thoroughly before I raise this up. Well, it tightened. I mean, it took it. So it definitely is accepting these bolts. %. It's taking them. Interesting. It's just slightly bigger. It's like just a slightly larger unit. I'd be curious to see how many volts this thing is pumping out. I'd be curious. So, I apologize, I jumped a few steps ahead here. I'm gonna show you what I did though. I just put the wire down there like I had it before, and then of course I put the shield back up there after I installed it, but check this out. I didn't even realize it when I got it, but this one didn't come with these rubber pieces on here, that the inserts to keep the oil in. So what I actually ended up having to do was cut the rubbers off of that one and transfer them to this one. So now when I go to reseal this, I'm gonna have to put some gasket seal in here before I seal this shut. So that's what's unfortunately gonna have to happen, is that gasket sealer has to go on here now to complete that closure. That way this doesn't leak. And then I need to take a utility knife and go all the way around this and clean off all the original gasket stuff that was on there. But this is installed on there now, and it honestly went on there fine. It's a little larger than the other one. It is aftermarket, so I had expectations that we probably were going to run into some stuff like this. But yeah, it's definitely on there now. Everything is tight and how it should be. It's unfortunate. Just be careful when ordering these things, guys, because like I said, I had to cut this one open with a utility knife and transfer the pieces over. So that's really unfortunate that I had to do that. That is not genuinely the ideal way to do it. However, I will seal it and make sure that it never leaks. So even though I had to do this, I will properly do this job and make sure that this is sealed well. So even with the gasket on there, this is going to get some RTV gasket sealer on here. So there's that. So yep, bolts went down fine, screws are in there fine, everything went back on like it should. So outside of that, I just need to take a utility knife now and clean off all the old gasket, go on there and make sure that all the little extra pieces of gasket are cleaned off as well. So let's do that, and then we'll get ready to reinstall this. All right. Okay guys, remember I did fully charge this battery, so it's coming off a fully topped off battery. Normally this battery would be sitting around like 12.5, 12.4, something like that on startup, but this has had a full charge, so we haven't even run it since it's had its full charge. So it was charged all the way up to 14 volts, and this is it dropping back down. So we're going to go and turn the lights on. So it started at like 13.1, and now we're going to turn the lights on. You should see a big draw on this right here. So there you go. It's dropping down to a normal. Everything's powering on. So let's go ahead and fire this up, and this should go up. definitely charging. It's not the most powerful charge, but I mean, this bike doesn't really need a whole lot. But it's definitely staying around. Yeah, I mean, it's close to 13 volts. That's where it should be. If I give it throttle, it goes up. I mean, that's exactly what it should do. So clearly we solved that problem. Now that I repaired the charging system, I'm going to take it for a quick little cruise here. I know the carbs still need to be cleaned, but we'll see if we can. I mean, it's running on 2 cylinders. It's going to be a bit doggish, but it's charging now, and that's what we wanted. So let's take it for a quick rip. It runs pretty good. Sounds pretty good. If I pull back, goes. Carbs need a little work, but it rips pretty darn good. You can hear it's got a little pitter putter sputter, but other than that, it's pretty good. Chain's a little noisy. I'll clean all that. We'll tighten the chain up. This sounds pretty good. Not too shabby. Charging system's working good now. Everything's working good. Outside, the carbs just need a little clean. And somebody put a brand new seat on it. This is an aftermarket brand new seat. That's pretty cool. Oh, it's running good now.